Jeremy Fitzgerald was not the bite victim, and I think I found out who the chica bully is. Hello, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Bullet Spring Trap. We will be looking into the fact that Jeremy Fitzgerald actually isn't the bite victim, and I think I might have found out which the unknown chica bully plays as in FNAF 2. Please like and subscribe, as that would be phenomenal. Now let's get into the video. My theory is obviously that Jeremy Fitzgerald wasn't the bite victim, but I do believe that the chica bully was the bite victim. Now, yes, I know that this is a very big lie if I don't have any evidence, except it does, and I will talk about the chica bully situation later. In the FNAF 2 newspapers, when we see Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closing in the first paragraph, we can see the very important quote, "Closes after a few short weeks." You heard that right, few short weeks. In FNAF 2, we play as Jeremy Fitzgerald, and Phone Guy says that there was a night guard before us, who we now know since theorized is William Afton, which can be explained on another channel which you could watch after this video. And since we know that Jeremy Fitzgerald completes his final shift, we see that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the FNAF 2 location, closes down. There should be at least 2 weeks of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opening and closing in terms of night shifts. Now, this is where people think that Valve, the Phone Guy, contradicts the statement by saying, "Welcome to your new summer job." Well, since we know that in the Steam page it also says the same thing, but on the FNAF 1 Steam page, this fact Scott Coffin uses the statement or something like that, we can't use the summer job thing as actual evidence. Either that, let's just say this is true, well then in the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location would be open by at least 2 months, not just a few short weeks. Which would mean there would be another god, a second god. Now, why am I saying the second god and not the first or the third or whatever? Well, it's because I think who Ralph is talking to in FNAF 2 is the second god. This would mean that William Afton is as usual the first god and Jeremy the third and Fitz the fourth. Now here's the thing. Few in the few short weeks normally means 3 to 5 to even 5 weeks, which should mean the second god was working is certainly true. Unless Jeremy Fitzgerald worked for more than 1 week while being the bite of 87 victim, which I don't think is true. Now in the week before, when Valve talks about the bite of 87, he never says who the bite victim is, which Valve should know as he is the manager of the place, and he should tell us, since if the bite victim was Jeremy Fitzgerald, as was theorized for basically a decade at the point, it would seem very strange. It's like Scott Coffin is trying to point us to the fact that Jeremy Fitzgerald isn't the bite victim, but somebody is. Someone else is. And you're already using this terminology, it looks more Jeremy Fitzgerald isn't the bite victim, but someone else is. Which is who? I believe it is the chica bully. But we need to have evidence, right? Well, I always try to find a place or a possible role that the chica bully could fit, like Ralph or Cassie's mom. After all the other bullies at least have been theorized about, so why not give it to the chica bully? Yeah, I know that's quite harsh, but I do have evidence. Since we have absolutely no existence of the chica bully except for the fact she appears, she or he actually, in the FNAF 4 minigame, we don't hear from her in any way. What I said meant literally? What if she couldn't speak? Because in the week before, Ralph at least tells us what happened to the bite victim after the bite victim became the bite victim. He or she or whatever cannot move or speak. And since we never hear of the chica victim, he or she or whatever, anywhere, what if it's because something happened to her that no one wanted to talk about? An early misstep. No one wants to talk about her because that was a tragedy, similar to why the bullies don't talk about the Bite of 83 victim, the one that kickstarted all of this. It's like another tragedy that made the bullies, or I suppose the Bonnie bully, to pursue his work at Freddy's because he did not do 1 week. The 1 week that almost killed a friend. Before I discuss about Jeremy Fitzgerald being the Bonnie bully, he does this one thing in the Bio of 83 cutscene, where all the bullies have white eyes or white pupils except for Freddy. Is this because the Bonnie bully, Jerry Fitzgerald, the Chica bully, and Foxy bully, Michael Afton, all saw the Antro's mirror at night? Which would work as we had not come up with a theory or saw the Freddy bully work as a night guard that could actually work. Now let's move on to why I think Jeremy Fitzgerald is the Bonnie bully. There's this secret in the security guard names for FNAF 2. Jeremy Fitzgerald has the same first name as the Bonnie MCI kid. Same for Fred Smith, since I believe that's Michael Afton, or the Foxy Bully is under an alias name like the dead kid's name who possesses Foxy. If this pattern continues, then Jeremy Fitzgerald is the Bonnie Bully. Now, I know Michael Afton and Cassie Studd, who's really the Bonnie bully, aren't working together because I also believe that Michael Afton was helping to bring the endoskeletons to William Afton. Different plans. So I don't really know why the Bonnie bullies are there. The bullies are there. Maybe we'll know that later, next time. But we also know then when we pick up for Bonnie Mask in Help Wanted 2, we get a memory saying, "Remember Jeremy?" This could be Jeremy Fitzgerald, possibly hinting to remember the alias of who played in FNAF 2, and that name was related to the Bonnie MCI kid. It makes sense. But why would Jeremy Fitzgerald leave on our supposed Bite of 87 day? Well, we obviously know that Jeremy Fitzgerald was listening to those tapes or voicemails left behind by Ralph, who would be talking to the Chica Bully as the god, and he thought he had to do the day shift. Yeah, I know it's not great, but it kinda works. Since we do know William Afton is fired around day 5, maybe Michael Afton took the day shift. Or maybe no one else took it, and there's some chaos not documented, which I don't think is true. Also, if this is true, what is the purpose? What motive is the three boys to work at that location? It could be to atone for the tragic events they have caused. Again, I'm not sure on that one. Well, that's it. It could explain and give a bigger possibility for Jeremy Fitzgerald to be Cassie's dad, and give the Chica Bully a bigger role and possibly even a sad one. Please leave a comment while I'm blabbering stuff for you guys. Well, Bullet Sling Trap is off for the day. See ya, guys.